Hi everyone, this is EstaRa with a message for you today. Today is Wednesday, April 11th, 2018, and I just want to do a brief message. I've been not well. I ended up with an ear infection that caused like some vertigo, so I've been having a little bit of spinning around. I actually think Spirit is just giving me downtime now because I need to recover from everything that I've been through the last several weeks with the flu and bronchitis, all that stuff. So this morning, I've been having my own share of doubt about my journey with my twin flame. We're in contact, but I'm having like stuff surface where I'm really like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I wasting this time? I even had this thought cross my mind um, about, you know, am I just crazy? Am I like a psycho woman from like a Lifetime movie that has this fantasy of a world and a life with this man that he's not privy to, like he has no clue. Um, and am I just like this crazy stalker? Well, the truth is he stalks me. But it's like all that stuff is coming up and making me doubt and worry and be emotional about it. So that's why I'm doing the video briefly, and I want to just quick snapshot of what's happening because I've got a lot going on since I'm feeling better today. I have a lot of things to catch up with, and if I can, I will come back later with another part of the video. But I want to talk about doubt. So this morning I was laying in bed, and I had a visit from Mary Magdalene when I was laying there, and she said, please, dear one, don't give up. Don't give up hope. Don't give up on your beloved union because it is coming. We just ask you to step away and surrender all that you believed was going to happen, all that you believed was possible, all that you believed would be the way you thought it was supposed to be in 3D, or how you think chronologically things would happen. And I sat with that and I understood. I cried because as much as I thought I kind of let that go, there's still parts of that within me. And obviously within my twin, because we still interact the same way we did, kind of. I do see improvement with him. I see shifting and changing happening. But there's still this part underneath all of it that's really triggered me because I do want more. I don't want the cookie crumbs. I talked about that last video, and I want more than that. And so what Magdalene was asking was to just allow myself to recognize the doubt that I'm feeling and recognize it's not all mine. So what the advice that Magdalene was giving was that it's really important that we step away from mainstream stuff. Well, ironically, I'm really enmeshed in my community in terms of local politics, bringing in like Human Rights Commission stuff. So it's not like a negative thing. I'm bringing in positive stuff and educational stuff. But at the same time, I'm trying to stay away from mainstream media. And not that I have TV because I don't own I own a television, but I don't have cable, so I don't watch TV. I don't have the capacity to. So what that means is like stay away from social media. Stay away from some of the social media messages and like the alternative news sites that I usually look at and look to for what's happening in the world. And I'm being told to really stay away from that. And it's temporary for the moment because I don't really need to know what's happening. If I need to know something, it'll show up in my reality. Someone will tell me, just like I used to, because I was never paying attention as much as I've been paying attention. So that is one source of doubt that's coming in because a lot of humanity is still holding on to this old focus of bad things have to happen. And while things are happening to wake us up in our world, it doesn't have to turn out the way it always has in the past where it wasn't a good ending or something traumatic happened. And a lot of us have that karmic resonance of like doomsday, if you will, because we've been here, we've lived on this planet before, we've experienced the ascension before. It just didn't happen this way. And so the way it's happening is in our bodies physically. In the past, it's been end times, and it doesn't have to be like that. And we don't have to relive that. But there's a lot of us that are karmically carrying that within our DNA, and we're still trudging through with that attached to us, and we're going forward projecting almost all of that out there. And so what Spirit is asking is for us not to do that, is to like pull away from what is happening in the mainstream world, what's happening, any kind of like theories, conspiracy theories, and just go within and really pay attention there. They're saying there are certain people that are meant to do this work and meant to be in that, and that's totally fine for them. But as twin flames right now, we are needed to be the love that we are. And while we might not be in physical union, there's some of us that are in physical union, some of us are not still in union. We're in union on the higher dimensional, but on a physical level, we may not be. And so what is being given to us to do is really strongly to be in our joy and be in our love. And I can tell you, I was really depressed this morning, partly because I've been sick for like almost 2 months now, where I'm just depleted and tired, and I don't have the money to like do things I need to do. I have to pay taxes, I have to do all these things, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to like get food, all these things. So all that was bothering me and making me worried. And I've been still tired and not able to hold my regular schedule. And so that happening has made me, go into fear, lowered my frequency a little bit, and has caused me to feel emotional. And then having interaction with my twin where it's not exactly the way I want it to be, um, and really feeling like he's so intuitive, but he will not acknowledge that he's intuitive at all. He will not acknowledge that that part of himself. And it's ironic because I think it's more and more in his reality, but it's like he's dismissing it through his head because he's very head focused. He's very much in his ego at times that he can't see beyond that. And then he gets to be with me and our conversations, and I bring him up, and he brings me back down. So we balance each other so beautifully. But we come into the middle there. We meet in the middle, and it's opens him. And once we stop talking, like we say goodbye, good night, or whatever, um, he goes into this like recoiling, this fear, because he's actually recoiled when he talks to me, and then at talking to me, he just starts opening and blossoming, if you will. And then he recoils, and afterwards, he kind of spirals into this negative place that he's in. He's already in it. It's just that I open him up to feel it because he's not letting himself feel it. He's just kind of immune because he's like numb to the world around him. And I make him feel. So you just can't feel the good without the bad. And for years, that's happened with us. And I allowed myself to get pulled into that spiral. And so this morning, I started to a little bit doubting, like, oh my God, is this ever going to happen? Because I want to have everything I dreamed of. And I don't even have like, oh, I want like a white picket fence, 2.4 kids or whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I don't have that visual in my head. I don't have that. I just want the love of my life with me. And I want to journey with the love of my life with me everywhere. Like I do everything on my own. I live alone. I do stuff on my own all the time. I want him with me, and I want to share everything with him. And I know that's not asking too much. Yet many people are, oh, it's asking too much. But it's not. It's not asking. That's what it was. What my soul has contracted for in this lifetime, is to be and share and do with my beloved. And so I got pulled into his sadness, but it reverberated into my reality, and it turned into doubt my way. The doubt, he's feeling doubt about all of that. He doesn't know what to do with it. And I think he's having a lot of intuitive experiences. I don't think he has a clue how to handle all of them. And so instead of like, he just writes them off, and he'll say to me, I'll say, what are you, psychic or something? And he'll literally say, no, it's not that. Like, it's so funny. He'll just shut it down, because I realize when he opens to it, it opens up this realm of possibility, but it also opens up this realm of fear that he's been pushing away and not dealing with and running away from a good chunk of his life. And so that happening reverberates into my reality with my doubts and my stuff. So Magdalene was so wonderful to me this morning, and I'm really grateful for the beautiful unseen help I have all the time with me. And even when I don't know they're there, and even when I kind of dismiss that they're there and I don't pay attention, they're there. And I'm grateful for it, because she said, please, dear one, hold on. It's so close, and things are happening, and just, grab on to what it takes to get through. And that means step away from all the negativity and really surround yourself with people that want to be in joy, and bring yourself in that light and happy. Be the happy you. So for the last few weeks, I've been this really happy version of me. I've been falling in love with me again and sharing little messages of love that pop in, and they've been great for me, and they make me feel good. But I need to keep surrounding myself with people just like that, so that we can carry out that together. And one of the things that I found is a lot of us aren't doing that. We're kind of getting pulled back into that drama of old stuff, the old way of thinking. And the truth is, we're in this new possibility, this new potential has arrived, and yet we don't recognize we have access to that all the time. And we're still seeing through those filtered eyes. And I was talking with a friend earlier about how it's like, what the message I got from Magdalene was surrender. And I was like, well, I don't really know what that means. And she said she didn't know what that meant. And so when I talked to my friend, I said, it means surrender our 3D view. And And so my friend's response was, and I'm obviously paraphrasing because I don't recall the exact wording, but her response was, I can't give up the 3D view because I want a 3D relationship. And I said, it's not about giving up it's not about giving up 3D relationship. It's not about giving up the relationship at all. It's like, do not give up on the union, the beloved union, because it's happening. It's just a matter of giving up on the 3D parameters, limitations, and beliefs. So, for example, and I just saw 1010, and that's always one of my favorite numbers. The 3D, we have, like, in order for my beloved to be with me, XYZ needs to happen in his life in order for him to, like, be free to come into my world and be with me, blah, 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 blah. Or for, others, it might be, they're moving into a new geographic location or whatever it may be. Anyway, all that stuff, we think in our minds, our mind tries to fix it and figure it out, right? So it's like always coming up with scenarios. And here's the interesting, crazy thing. While our brain is magnificent and it's an amazing part of our being, it can create billions of scenarios. However, they're always protective scenarios, and they don't go beyond the limitations of our thinking. So if we have these limitations of thinking, then we're not allowing ourselves to actually see what the potentials can be. So what I want to impart to you is that what I was being reminded of today is that when I surrender my 3D ways of thinking, which is not easy, because I'm still in a 3D body, living a 3D world, my guides are correcting me. You're in a 5D body, but you don't recognize it yet. So in a 5D world that you're not totally understanding and embracing yet, and that's not just me, it's everybody. We're like not fully embracing that yet. We're getting there. But what they're saying is that if we can surrender and let go of those limitations and parameters that we've set forward for on our journey when we met our twin flame, like this needs to happen for us to be together. It's kind of like when I win $1 million, then I'll do this. But in the meantime, I can't do anything until it happens. It's like literally live as if it's happening. And I'm getting that message really clearly in a different way. It's stronger than it's ever been. Like live the way you want to be living. So yeah, your twin might not be there, but sitting there longing for them is not going to bring them to you. Actually, the longing is going to push them further away because it's going to manifest more longing. But if you live like you already have the twin here, he's just not home. And I've been through periods of this throughout my entire journey. But the last year and the last several weeks, it's been really hard to stay in that. And I understand because doubt has been like prominent throughout and a rippling effect throughout everyone's journey in the last few months. So I'm just going to mention to all of you that it's really key and important to bring yourself into this awareness that we need to be in joy. We need to be in love. We need to transmit that love outward and emanate it through our core being. And it means remove anything that's not of God and not of love, and anything that doesn't resonate with your soul that you're doing just because you're supposed to and you have to. Really take a look at that, because that's manifesting more doubt, because that keeps you in that lower vibration. The higher vibration you're in, the easier it is to overcome the doubt. Does it mean the doubt disappears? Absolutely not. Doubt will always be there, but you can overcome it more easily, more quickly. So that was just a brief thing that I really wanted to share with you today, that I had an epiphany, and I had that conversation with Magdalene, and I'm really grateful for that. It's necessary for all of us. So I wish you well, and namaste, my beautiful beings, and I promise to come back at some point soon. Take care.